Most people in this world want to be great or they want to be special, but they have no idea what it takes to be special, what it takes to be great, what comes with being great, what comes with being special. Thank you for clicking on my video. My name is Jamar. I make videos on helping people become the best version of themselves. And today we're going to be talking about the cons of greatness, the cons of being special. Not everybody's meant to be special because not everybody can deal with some of the things we're going to talk about today. And that's okay. But if you feel something in your heart, I feel like if you've clicked on this video, you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, you may feel like there's something special inside of you. You may feel like there's greatness inside of you. And on the other side of you getting through some of these cons, on the other side of you accepting some of these negatives that are really positives, that allow you to grow, is what allows you to unlock it. But if you aren't aware of some of these cons, of some of these struggles, some of these things you will have to deal with, then you'll be processing things and thinking life is against you, or thinking, man, things just aren't set up for me. When in reality, life is preparing you. This is just part of the journey of being great. And a lot of it is teaching you lessons. A lot of it is making you stronger. And a lot of it is what it is, because that's just part of being special. There's certain things you're going to deal with that you can't find at school, where they teach you the regular things, or your parents, because they can't relate to it. And we're going to get into all of that. So I have 8 things. I wrote it down on my other phone. The 8 cons. I'm somebody, I believe I'm special. I believe I'm great. I've done great things. If you don't know me, I'm an inspirational speaker. I've spoken in over 35 states. This is what I do for a living. This is my little side thing I like to give back. And I have fun on the whiteboard, okay? So we'll check out all these 8 different, 11:11. That's a good sign. Okay, it's 11:11 when I'm making this video. If anybody wants to know what time I was making this video. But the first one, I think this is a big one that that I've really done. And this is the reason why I made this video today, this first one, because this is the first con that I felt like I've been feeling for the last 2 weeks. And this is something people don't talk about, because they'll talk about challenges in general, but there's different types of challenges we deal with. And so what I want to talk about is constant, I almost spelled it wrong, constant, quote unquote, weird challenges. What do I mean by weird challenges? I mean, when you're on the road of being great, or you are special, or you are great, I think everybody is. It's just a matter of you finding what it is inside of you. But that's a whole nother video. But you have these weird challenges that aren't simple. Like, obviously, we have challenges in our life, whether it's dealing with somebody, losing somebody, whether it's things not working out towards a goal, or things are, whatever it may be. There's simple challenges you can explain to anybody. But there's certain challenges we deal with in life that you only understand that they're challenges. Like, they're not challenges you can describe with words. You feel me? So, like, maybe that's something mentally you're dealing with. Like, for me, I'll deal with, like, these weird mental health challenges that I can't even explain to a therapist. You know what I mean? And it's in these challenges that are beyond your comprehension, that are beyond explanation, that are beyond, they're setting you up for things you don't even know about yet. Okay? And sometimes these weird challenges don't have an exact, like, this is why this is happening to me, okay? I think a lot of times people will say, like, everything's happening for a reason. And then they'll take whatever they're going through and, oh, this must be because of this, and this is because of this, and this prepared me for this. But what I've realized in life is there's not always a hypothesis you can bring up with whatever challenge you're dealing with. Sometimes it just sucks. And the key with being great is being able to face a challenge, push through a challenge without needing to know why. Because oftentimes the hardest challenges, the biggest challenge in your life won't have an automatic, this is why it's happening. But if you're humble enough to say, I don't know what the reason is, but I'm going to trust that there's a reason anyway, even though I don't know what the reason is, I'm spitting. That's exactly when you prepare yourself for your biggest dreams, your biggest purpose, your biggest potential. Because oftentimes that greatness inside of you is going to take years and years to fully develop, to fully become, and you may not even know what that is yet. And so sometimes you're being prepared for a dream, you're being prepared for a future that you don't even know about yet, that you haven't even dreamed of. Your biggest dream that you're going to make a reality, you may have not dreamed it yet. And even if you have a dream right now, there's something later on in your life you may realize, no, this is even more, I want this even more. And as you keep progressing and chasing dreams and chasing greatness, you'll realize there's more and more you want. There's more and more out there. You're not settling. And so sometimes you're being put through these weird challenges that don't make any sense, and it's preparing you. Like, for me, I remember, my sophomore year of high school, I was not the captain. I was starting second baseman on my baseball team. Pretty big deal. I played baseball my whole life, and I've been playing second base my whole life. But all of a sudden, I had this mental health challenge where I just had so much fear of failure that I couldn't throw the ball to first base. If anybody knows baseball, this thing is called a yips, where it's like you can't throw a simple throws to someone with accuracy. Not because physically you couldn't do it, because mentally. And it sucked. Like the whole year sucked. I lost my spot. My teammates, my coaches were laughing at me because I was a baseball player that couldn't throw a baseball. But in that weird challenge that didn't make any sense, like there's no way to say, hey, this is why life is giving me this challenge. You know what I mean? It was just like, yo, what the heck? Like I've been doing this my whole life. But now as a speaker, I speak at schools, on stages with thousands of people watching me, however many people watch this video. And the number one thing that prevents me from being at my best is the same thing that was going in my mind when I was a sophomore in high school playing baseball. It's all just a overthinking, me thinking too much. Like that's my main crutch. I overthink, okay? I'm an overthinker. And usually all my problems are like attached to that, other than the ones that just happened to me. And so I went through that, and it was the hardest thing to overcome. But I was able to eventually overcome it a year later. And now every time I'm overthinking when I'm speaking, I just go back like, bro, you tripping. You ain't nothing to worry about. Okay? Because you've already went through this challenge before. Sometimes these weird challenges are supposed to be weird because you got to learn to trust the challenge and preparing you when you don't even know what's preparing you for. I didn't know I was going to be a motivational speaker when I was a sophomore in high school. But now I'm so thankful that happened, even though one of the hardest years of my life, because it prepared me for what I do now. So this is prevalent in your whole life. You're going to deal with these weird challenges that don't make any sense. Number 2. Open up marker. Okay. Tons of sacrifice. You're going to have to do so many sacrifices. On the road to being great, it takes a lot of dedication. And that means like tunnel vision, dedication to one thing. And so a great person isn't doing everything. You know what I mean? What do they say? What is it like? Somebody that can do everything is not great at anything, like a jack of all trades. And so you're going to have to be tunnel vision into that one thing you're doing for a while. You're going to have to be able to say, I can't go out this weekend. I can't do that. You're going to have to just make sacrifices. You're not going to be able to see family as much. You're not going to be able to go out with your friends as much. You're just going to have to make more sacrifices than the average person. The average person is just saying, you know what? I'm a regular person. Let's go have fun. Let's get drinks. Let's do this every Friday. Sometimes you're going to have to say, I'm working on the weekends. Sometimes you're going to have to say, I'm working more than 9 to 5. I remember when I was working my job, my first real job in this world, not like 9 to 5. I was waking up at 5:30, working up before the job. Then after the job, I was working from 5:30 to 10 o'clock. That was my sacrifice. Did I need to do that? No, but to be great, I did. And so I could bring up a billion sacrifices, okay? Like I know, like for me, I know sometimes I'll be messing with women, like I'll be talking to them and they're really pretty, but then I get the feeling like, oh, but this person definitely isn't my wife when she does that. The normal person may still talk to the girl because it's fun, but like once I know like you not the one, like there's something in me that just prioritizes my greatness that says I'm not going to waste my time. That's the sacrifice. And I feel like I always elevate when I do that because it's like me telling life like, yo, I'm prioritizing what matters, not, this fun that I know is wrong. That's probably going to mess this girl's heart up anyway. But that's another story. But it's a bunch of sacrifices. I could go all day with different types of sacrifices, but you're just going to have to make more sacrifices than the average person because you're striving for something more than the average person will ever get. Next one. And this kind of goes with the sacrifices. You have to learn to say no often. You got to say no a lot. It sucks, and people will think you're mean. People will think, man, you never want to go out. I hear this a lot from my friends. Like, bro, we said we was going to the party. You never want to come out. You never, but it's like, I'm striving for more than just going to parties every weekend. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you may have friends that think you don't like them, or you may have people who think you don't want to help them. But no, every time I say no to you, I'm saying yes to myself. Every time I say no to you, I'm saying yes to my future greatness. Every time I say no to you, I'm saying yes to my purpose, to my passion. And so you have to realize you have to get comfortable with saying no. And that sucks because I think naturally as human beings, a lot of us, especially great people, we want to help people. We want to be there for people. But we don't say no enough, and we're saying no to ourselves when we don't say no to them. And so you have to learn to say no, and that comes with other people thinking like, yo, what's with this dude? And that brings me to the next one. That can cause you to sacrifice a lot of friendships. But if somebody don't want to be with you when you're prioritizing yourself, then that's not somebody you want to be with anyway. And so that brings me to my next one. Loneliness and being misunderstood. You see, when you're a special person, especially when you come with the saying no and the sacrifices, but obviously you see how that connects to loneliness and being misunderstood. But also you have to understand when you're special, when you're great, you're not like everybody. So people won't be able to understand you. An average person can get a lot of like, yo, I relate to you because you're doing the same thing that everybody does. But when you're different, not everybody can say, hey, I relate to you. And I think that's a common thing we all kind of need a little bit and we kind of strive for. We're desperate for. It's like we're thirsty for somebody to relate with us. That's why we like certain music, because we can relate to the lyrics. But part of being great is having less people that relate. Ooh, that was a bar. Part of being great is having less people that relate. You got to chase the pay because it may be coming late if you, okay, I'm trying too hard. All right. I like freestyling about free talk. But you have to be misunderstood because it's just mathematics here. If you are not like as many people, or if you're different than most people, then there's less people you will relate to. And so you have to deal with loneliness. There's not as many types of people you could just hang out with. There's not as many type of people you can date. There's not as many people that will understand you. So you have to get comfortable. You have to realize part of the fine of being great is doing things differently. And part of being different is being misunderstood and being lonely. And now, I will say, while it will cause you to have moments like this, when you do find somebody that you're with, that you connect with, that you're not misunderstood with, that makes you feel like you're you, I feel like we have stronger relationships because we're great, because we're more ourselves. So when we're relating with someone, we know it's deeper. So as much, I'm bringing up pros here. There's a lot of pros of being great. I love it. But you will feel lonely for a long period of times, but things will be just more substance. So I have friends that aren't as unique or special, no shade, and they can just get any girl. They can just, you know what I'm saying? But how many of them have really, really been in love with somebody or had a deep, you know what I'm saying? And so it takes being misunderstood, loneliness to get something so special. Same thing with you. You have to be misunderstood and lonely for you to really be able to become you, and then eventually get the opposite. Find somebody that actually understands you. But on the masses, you'll be lonely in terms of comparison and numbers. What's the next one? This is a big one. Not seeming great for a long time. So one thing that happens when you're chasing greatness is that you will seem like I don't want to take away from the next one. What do I have on the next one? Yeah, I don't want to take away from the next one. But like you will seem like you're not great for a long time. And so when you're chasing greatness, one of the things you have to realize is in comparison to everybody else, whatever their goals are that aren't that great, they will get their goals faster because they're going here and you're going for the roof. You feel me? And so you will seem like you're not great, or whatever you're saying you're going after, you will have to almost seem as if you're a failure for a long time because greatness takes time. You don't just, and greatness really, and if we're being real here, greatness isn't your achievements. Greatness is your decisions when you don't look great. That's really what greatness is. Are you willing to put in the time when you're only getting like 5 views on YouTube? Right now, I'm getting like 5 views on YouTube right now, okay? But are you still showing up the times you say you're going to show up? That's greatness, okay? That's what creates the achievements that other people see as greatness. But greatness is what you're doing when you're not great, quote unquote. But you're going to seem not great for a long time. Can you keep pushing? And that brings me to the next one. You will feel behind in the beginning. You will feel behind in the beginning in comparison to a lot of your friends sometimes. Now, obviously, timelines are different. I'm not even big on comparison. It's stupid. We all have our own race. But in general, you will look at other people, maybe your friends at a certain age will have a nice car, have a home, whatever it may be, or they'll have a wife or whatever. And there's certain things you will just be delayed in because you're charging up something that takes so much time, kind of together right here. So you have to realize that you will be behind in certain aspects of your life. There's certain things you can't invest as much time in that other people are putting a lot of time in, and you are going all in on this one thing or these two things. And so even when you're going all in those two things, like you're growing, but it's under the soil. So even though you put all this time, people are still like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So there'll be times in your life you feel behind, whether you take a different route, a route that hasn't been done before. Those things take time because you're building the path. Other people are going about paths that have already been created or copying what has already been done. When you're going after impossible, when you're going after great, you're often building the path. You're often creating something new. And in the beginning, it seems like, bro, he's wasting his time. But then all of a sudden, it's like, yo, First you're crazy. What Mr. B said, first you're crazy and then you're a genius. And so you have to feel like and be the person that's a loser. But you got to realize none of that stuff matters. You were given a vision. You were given this potential. You were given this feeling of knowing there's more for your life. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. The only person that needs to believe in the dream for a dream to become a reality is for the dreamer to believe in the dream. And so if you believe in it, if you know there's more for you, then just keep taking a step every single day. And who cares if you feel behind? Because you're really not. We're all in our own timeline. And who cares if you're not seeing, quote unquote, what looks like greatness for a long time? Who cares if other people have stuff that you don't have? You have something in your heart. You have ambition because you're watching this video. That's all you need. Find what you love to do and stick to it. The rest will come in due time. Have fun. Part of what makes the grind fun is what happens before you actually make it. The grind is fun. If you need the result so bad, you don't actually love it and you need to find something else. I love the grind. I love making these videos before it even comes out. That's what greatness is. You need to find what you love to do. And that's what my channel is about, to help people find what they love to do. Check out more of my videos. So that's a whole other video. But you know what I'm saying? You are going to feel behind. You're going to seem like, man, he ain't real. But I'm telling you, in those times, not only are you not seeming great, but that's what's making you great, because you're building your armor. You're becoming strong enough. You're learning what true consistency and discipline is. So when you face the massive, you know what I mean, the massive love and the massive hate, regardless, you were already able to be consistent before any of that came, so you can sustain it. A lot of people may reach success very early on in the process, but they can't sustain it because they never built the skill of being consistent and disciplined. So if you can be consistent and disciplined when you're not getting any quote unquote results, you don't look great. That's what allows you to be great. Greatness is a long-term thing. A true great isn't somebody that had one hit, isn't somebody that was hot for 1 year, 2 years. A great, people we talk about that are great, there are people that last for 20 years, decades, 30, 40. And so if you want to last for that long, I don't care how dope one project is or whatever you do, you got to be able to sustain it. You got to come back with another one. You can't just drop one album. We need 2 albums. We need 3 albums. Okay? And so you have to be able, in this time, before you seem great, look great, you got to be able to be consistent. And that's what greatness is. Are you still putting in the time? Are you still grinding when nobody's shouting your name, saying how great you are? And that's what determines greatness. So we got 2 more. What we got? That was I didn't expect myself to say all that. We got 2 more. Ooh, this is a big one. I think I see this one example a lot of time when I'm watching football, like the post game. But you take responsibility when it's not your fault. I think one quality of a great person is they don't really get too caught up in credit. They don't get too caught up in whose fault it is. It's just solution based. A lot of people will complain when the milk is spilt, right? You pushed me, or the milk spilled in general. That the problem is why we're in this situation and what happened. It doesn't matter. What matters is the solution. And so a lot of times, regular people can't handle creating solutions. They just complain about the problem. But a person that's great, I think, knows, okay, I'm the one who has to fix this. So who cares? Let me take it on the chin. Like a quarter, if you ever watch the NFL or any football, you just see the quarterback say, hey, it's on me. Think we got to be better. I should have blah, blah, blah. When in reality, the defense was tripping all game. A great person doesn't really care about who the fault lies on. It's just about making the solution. Because at the end of the day, we only got so much time. Greatness is built in time. Results happen with time. And the time you spend worrying about things that aren't in your control, who cares what other people think about you? Who cares if it's my fault, your fault? How can we work together and make this happen? Just leave it to me then if you can't get over the fact that the milk is spilled. And I think so that's one of the other things that happens as a great person. People are always looking to you. People always want you to fix it because they know you can, while they don't have the strength. Even though they do, they just don't believe in themselves. But you do. And so that's another thing. And here's one more. I think this is a curse and a blessing. This is something I deal with, and I have to actually work on myself not to do this. I don't think you'll deal with this kind of all the time, but you will always deal with this kind. But you learn to not deal with it as much. But how did I write it here? Yeah. Okay. You are super hard on yourself. Always see the mistakes. So essentially what happens is when you're a great person, when you're performing, when you're doing what you're called to do, whatever it may be, you will like hyper focus on the one thing you could have done better. Like for example, one of the things that I didn't do best in this video is usually what I'll do is for the thumbnail, I'll put like an arrow and it'll be like most important. I forgot to do that. And so instead of me thinking, man, you just made this long video, I don't know, maybe I've been speaking for like 20, 30 minutes. I don't know how long this video is. Usually, and I forgot my train of thought. Oh, but like I've been doing a good video. I think y'all think I've been doing a good job, right? Like, comment, subscribe if you think I've been doing good. But I've done a pretty good video. I've elaborated 8 thoughts. I've done pretty good. Was I perfect? No, but I did a good job. I articulated my points, blah, blah. But sometimes a great person will take all that and hyper focus on why didn't we do that one thing? We didn't put the arrow that says this is the most important one to make someone feel intrigued to watch the whole video. Oh, why did we color it this way? Why is there this little dot here? Like we get so hyper fixated on what we did wrong, and it allows us to continue to grow. But it can be toxic because then you never have peace and then your creativity is messed up and it's hard to keep going. And so one of the things that happens as a great person is we're always looking at how we can get better, because greatness is in the process of constantly wanting to be better. That's what a great person is. And that can be taxing on your brain because no matter what, there's always something to work on. One of the main things about being a human being that sucks, but is also pretty beautiful, is the fact that we're not perfect. We'll never make a perfect video. We'll never make the perfect shirt. We'll never, whatever you do, make it perfect. So there's always something to do. In a simple way, that seems like, man, that sucks. But no, it gives us something to do every day. And so a great person doesn't see the bad thing in it. A great person sees the opportunity in it. They almost have fun with it. But I will say, as a great person to another great person, make sure you give yourself grace. You're never going to be perfect, so don't stress about it too much. Have fun with it and just take the note, okay, next time I'll put the arrow. Whatever it may be for you. For me, when I do speeches, sometimes I'll have a great speech. Everybody's coming up to me, man, you changed my life today. And I'll be thinking, man, forgot about that one point in the story, that one line I usually say. About, I get hard on myself. But I need you to know, if you're on the road of being great, you already are great just by knowing that it's inside you. Everybody has greatness inside of you. It's just about knowing that it comes with a lot of these things that actually get you to the end of the tunnel of actually being great, of actually achieving your dreams, of actually becoming whoever you're meant to be. So don't take any of these things as bad things. Take them as opportunities. Take them as signs that are getting you closer to wherever you're meant to be. And just keep pushing. Every single day, take a step forward. Don't try to change the world in one day. Just take one step forward. It's not the person that works the hardest. It's the person that works the most consistently. I've realized that if you just put in one step a day, greatness is just a matter of time, not an if. Okay? And so I need y'all to keep doing that. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want more videos like this, check out some of my other videos. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.